guess that kind of took the next one we had. We were saying tag you're it. So, well, no. Who do y'all think that? Are we going with Stoops? Do you believe it's Stoops?
Yeah,
It ain't Mike. No, my bad.
Bob. Is Mark.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is both Stoops, Mark and Bob, Venables from Clemson, also the Scott guy, the offense coordinator from Clemson, and it was somebody else I was hearing named really. Oh, PJ Fleck, but I just seen that Minnesota.
He got extended.
Yeah, just extending him. I seen that along with Udoka. Shout out to Ash. Yeah, you saw Udoka. Yeah, get us our money. You see Udoka. But we'll talk about that another. Excuse Duval and me, y'all.
Yeah, I like
my money, man.
I like the Mike Leach. They've been leaking Mike Leach to us.
No, and I heard Mike Leach too.
It's hard, bro. Like I would love the Bob or Mark Stoops coming in and taking over. I would look much like Bob though. I would like Bob.
Bob
though.
or Mark?
Bob.
Oh, okay.
I would like Bob. He's overall. I would like him.
What I mean, Mark is white Taggart. So if white people let Mark Stoops become our head coach, then that lets me know it was about race because he's below 500 record. He puts 10 people on the field again. He can't beat Florida. There's a lot of things that he does that I don't really necessarily like.
I don't know the referees beat him this year.
But Bob, as far as Bob goes, if
they were down in their third string, bro, and Florida barely won. I'm sorry.
Bob Stoops would probably be
they beat him
a
last
3 to
year.
4 year guy anyway, a stopgap before Kendall Browse or somebody else takes it. I personally, the PJ Flex signed $7 million. This is Jimmy Sexton's world. We just live in it. That's the agent, super agent. PJ, all his clients were mostly those people who are on there, and all of them gonna get raises and nice Christmas bumps because of Taggart. Taggart's not crying because Taggart about to get 20 mil, so he good.
Yeah.
But the person I would like to see done, and this is what makes the most sense to me, is you keep Odell.
Yeah.
And you take the LSU approach with Orgeron.
Yeah.
You hire the two best coordinators, and that offensive coordinator is the head coach of the offense. That defensive coordinator is the head coach of the defense. And Odell is the politician, the recruiting guy, the guy that makes sure the boosters and everything are taken care of. And he makes sure that everything is well organized and well run. And that's what you got to have. That's the fastest way to get better in today's game when it's all about facilities and recruiting. As far as a lot of those other names, it's all smoke and mirrors. Those guys don't. What FSU wants and what the teams do to be successful, they have to have some kind of relationship with the university,
Right.
or somebody within the university, or the boosters have to get. Mike Leach will never come to any power. I don't even think he wants to be in the South when it comes to football because he is too weird. His press conferences will be entertaining, but it will get old very fast. His ceiling is 10 wins. Go look at his record. His record, he's a consistent 7-8 win a year guy. And if that's what Florida State wants, then that's not big boy football. You could have kept what you had.
I get it, but you got to look at the talent that he acquired.
At Washington State?
No. I'm going to say this. Graham Harrell and Michael Crabtree. Michael Crabtree is probably one of the best players he's ever had. Period. In his whole coaching, period. And that's what I'll put it down to. If you put the right coach with the right players, you never know what that offensive guru can come up with because he had the athletes to do so.
What about the defense? Look at the consistencies with the defense of any kind of thing.
That's where you would need, like you said, if you hire this guy to run the team, and he's going to be on the offensive side part of it,
but
he has to hire the best coordinator.
He's at Washington State now. He has every ability to hire. Actually, you know what? He had it. A defensive-minded guy that he let go in Grinch, who's at Oklahoma right now. The thing is we look at these things and they're sexy because they've given us these characters. He is a character. We call him a pirate. That's not what – that's like – what is Saban? Saban isn't a character. Saban is a football coach. Coach O is kind of a character because we don't know what he's saying. But if you really look at him, he is a football coach.
Sound like a dude off Waterboy.
Yeah. Goofy, football coach. Those guys will consistently scheme up and beat somebody because that's what they are. They're not here to sell Trump hats and go and speak at rallies like at rallies for Trump like a
But
Mike Leach
Clemson,
would do.
the thing about Clemson is they're easy to beat. If you keep Clemson off the field and you don't give them field position, they lose. Just like with Alabama. If you get up 2 touchdowns, they're not built to come back.
But hold on, wait a minute, because I gotta go. Let me just interject. You said they're easy to beat, but they've been to the playoff, the national championship, 4 years in a row. Apparently, they're not easy to beat. In 12 years, Nick Saban, he's won 5 national championships in 12 years. He's played in 8. That's not easy to beat.
But what I'm saying is the right coach. Yeah, I got it. We'll talk about it. But what I'm saying is the right team, the right coach.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like last night Sunday night with the Patriots. I already said this before they played. If Lamar Jackson and them get up on the Patriots, period, they're not going to come back because they'll be able to control the clock with how he plays.
Right.
It's about how you scheme and you play.
Right.
And looking at Clemson, okay, if you don't give them time possession, you don't give them a short field. Just like they did against Alabama. They took the field position great. They created turnovers. They can't create turnovers and you don't give them field position, they're beatable. North Carolina showed you that.
I guess my point to it is Florida State is not a school that needs a character. They're a school that needs somebody who can actually go in, coach, and command respect.
Right.
And I think there's few people. Chris Peterson is a guy like that at Washington.
Yeah.
You've got PJ Fleck is a guy who's done very well on the discipline side, but obviously they just signed him. Matt Campbell is a good coach, but has a really strong buyout clause. The dude that met Mike Norvell, I don't know why nobody goes after Mike Norvell. I don't know if he's got dead babies.
He's pretty good.
He's got to have dead babies in his backyard. No, literally, the last 3 years, everybody says Mike Norvell, and nobody goes after Mike Norvell, including Arkansas, where he's from. They didn't even go after him, but I would like him. But I think you got to find.
I like Odell. I like Odell. I like Odell because it's a hire within, and I think he deserves it.
Yeah,
but
the biggest thing is, does Odell want it? That's the thing. But
look,
you know what?
I like
this
Odell,
is what I think.
but
We need to go
I
get
don't know
Kirby.
nothing about these
We need to
Stoops
go
and
snatch
Scoops
Kirby.
and all this.
Go snatch Kirby from Georgia. Kirby
Hey.
got inroads at Florida State. Kirby was a coach there when I was there. Yeah.
He'll get y'all right.
But again, it just goes back to the.
It goes back to
the
passion and actually wanting to be a coach. You actually have to have the love for being a head coach. Venables?
Listen. Everybody keeps talking about Brent Venables. Brent Venables makes, you know what I'm saying? He makes $2.5 million to be a DC. He make head coaching money. Matter of fact, they just did a list of the top 25 head coaches. He make more than 15 of them as a defensive coordinator. That's really what the conversation needs to be with Florida State. That's a commitment to winning. And actually, my bad, I said 2.5. I lied. He made 2.75, and that's not including his bowl bonus, recruiting bonuses, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Plus, Brent Venables is going to be like your Mickey Andrews, like your the guy from Virginia Tech. I can't think of his name. His D coordinator. Like, they're going to just be these defensive minds that just go out coaching defense. Like, if he wanted to be a head coach, he could be a head coach. But I think Tony Elliott or Jeff Scott are 2 guys who we would get from Clemson before we would go get Venables. Yeah, but the co-OCs. Again, $1.25 million apiece. So if you look at what Clemson got over $5 million invested in the coordinators. That's why they're hard to beat. Is because when you're making that kind of bread on top of the analysts and all the other things that they got. So again, Florida State needs to have a guy who can not only command the attention and respect of the players, but can bring in the top talent as coaches around him and not be afraid to lose his job.
Go ahead. What
We're
about
moving on,
Kiffin, though? When we're talking about Kiffin, what's your character?
Lane Kiffin?
Look at
he
him.
a character. Come on, man. You know that's and we're going to sing Rocky Talk all night.
I'll be honest with you. If you had Lane Kiffin, Jeremy Pruitt, and Bobby Petrino, the recruiting visits would be hell. It'll be. I would hide your kids, hide your wives. because that's what they doing. They going wild because Pruitt gonna chase Pruitt and Petrino gonna chase every co-ed, and Lane Kiffin gonna probably try to get him too because Lane Kiffin be in the club with his recruits. Nah, it's just that'd be way undisciplined. The program would go under. We would probably get put on probation. So
And we don't want that, do we? We don't want that.
At all. You just waiting, huh? That's what you. Oh,
He
hey
waiting
man,
to
Richard
say-
said you need to start talking too, bro. He said he gonna replace you next week. Shout out to Richard.
Do you think that the firing of Taggart will affect any kind of recruiting here locally for the kids? What do you feel? What do y'all feel about that?
It has to. Yeah.
It automatic. Like if it's,
Yeah.
the coach is always going to be the heart of a recruiting class, whether people want to believe it or not.
Yeah.
A player goes to a team because of the coach, the head coach. Like, I think that's why Georgia gets so many 5-star recruits now, because we got Kirby Smart, an alumni of Georgia. So when we bringing in all this, that's our pitch. Our pitch, and they see it, all the hype videos and all that. Like, Florida State has none of that. I'm sorry, bro. I look all over the place. Florida State has no hype about it. I don't even know. Willie T was too lax, and the effect it might have on it, y'all might lose Jeff Sims. Nah, man, I'm here. But look, but look, Jeff Sims might be out the door eventually, just like y'all did.
now Jeff,
Hey,
Jeff's-
like y'all did,
yeah.
just like y'all did James Cook, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Remember, he was a Florida State recruit. Oh yeah, y'all upset about all that. Yeah.
James
See?
Cook ain't come because the bag was short for his brother.
Yeah,
But as far as recruits, you lost Rooster. Jalen Knighton's already decommitted.
Lost
Man,
safety
a
and the
safety corner. Georgia might finally get a chance to get Tate, which is another one of the safeties that we got.
Yeah.
People, the craziest thing about Florida State is that it's a and this is what was wild, and this is what I don't understand about black people. You might not want Florida State to win, but you want Willie Taggart to be successful.
Right.
Because it's going to be 10 to 20 years before we have another person in that seat. It's
Exactly.
less about the person and more about the progress. But
Exactly.
I get it. It is what it is. But the media love to tell you all the bad things that would happen, but neglected to tell you during down times, Florida State still had a top 15 class and was still
Exactly.
in it for 4 guys that would, if they would have got those guys, they're going to be in a top 10 class. Willie Taggart might not be able to do X's and O's, but one thing that dude
He
can
can
do is recruit.
recruit.
And he's getting guys that nobody else that people that he's in it with Florida
You gotta
and
think-
Alabama and
You
these
gotta
guys.
think about it. Oregon had the top recruiting class last year. You really think that was because of Cristobal and them?
Nah, it was
you
that
really
before
really
he
think
left.
that was because of them? Taggart recruited them boys, man. Straight up. You really gotta understand. You say that there's no excitement around Florida State. Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna put it to you like this. When they get the same facilities like these other big time colleges have, but
No, it's not as good as others, and that's from somebody who's seen Georgia, seen Clemson's.
right.
The football-only facility would be a step in the right direction. Revamping them more. The indoor practice facility is nice, but here goes my thing when people say there's no hype. People don't
that's
talk about nobodies.
Right.
See, when you're a nobody, you're a nobody.
Yeah.
Like you're a blip. You like nobody's talking about South Florida recruiting. Like
Nope.
nobody's talking about others. Like that's a nobody. But people love, especially on ESPN and other places, every chance they get to kick or talk about Florida State, they take it. If you were nobody, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't even
Exactly.
say anything. But I'm just saying that's the
It's
thing.
not-
I don't talk about things that I don't care about, or
It's
things that
not-
are
it's-
out of sight, out of mind. That's
It's
just me.
It's not that. You gotta think about it. The first thing that anything that Florida State does is highly publicized, no matter how small or big. Cook wasn't even involved in, I guess, whatever they was trying to say, but they blew it way out of proportion. You get what I'm saying? You go to any other college, you ain't gonna hear about a lot of these things. You get what I'm saying? So, but that's my point. You're going to hear about Florida State, bro, regardless, good or bad. You know what I mean? We done had, man, come on, bro. It's come on, man.
The craziest thing though is like this. People will say
Yeah,
that
gold
Florida State
jackets.
is nobody, right? But you could be a fan of a school that you weren't alive when they won a national championship.
Exactly.
No. I don't mean anything by it. What I'm just saying is like Auburn can tell you, Auburn can say Florida State's nobody, but they haven't won. It's a lot, but not. I'm just saying it's a lot of schools that are like that. Like it's just the thing is that okay, it's a downtime. Hey, it's been 40 years since we had a bad run. We've been waiting for this for a long time. We don't know how to handle this.
Right.
So what I always lean on, I lean on people who are experts. So when my Florida friends come and say, "Hey man, y'all suck," I'll be like, "Hey man, coach me through this. What is it like to have a 4-win season? Because I've never experienced that in my life. Like, what is it like to not go to a bowl game? Because I never knew what it was like to not go to a bowl game.
What's it like to lose to a 1AA school?
Well, we ain't there yet.
We
We
ain't
was
there
close
yet.
though.
Sorry,
We tried.
yeah, we was.
We tried. Hey man, listen. Man. But I just got word Jeff Sims not decommitting, so he won't let him decommit. My radio partner, which I gotta go get paid.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back in a few moments. We want to say thank you again to our friend of the show, Big Game James, for
Appreciate you,
coming
bro.
out. Thank you so much.
Where you from?